I was considering doing a video about whether or not Charles Manson was a victim of organized harassment. It should be a very easy video to make. However, I decided against it, at least for the meanwhile, because I just didn't feel like gathering the information. I have the information already because I am a fan of Charles Manson, particularly his philosophy of atwa, air, trees, water, and animals. I like his concepts on conservation. I was made aware of Charles Manson when I did a report on Charles Manson when I was going to school for criminal justice. I was a firm believer that Manson was guilty, like most people are. We're brainwashed into thinking he's guilty. After actually looking at the evidence, you see otherwise. And I'm going to leave a link to a video that shows Manson was consistent throughout the whole time that he did not get a fair trial, and he did not get a fair trial. The other thing is he did not meet the criteria for the conviction that he received, the first-degree murder with the death penalty and all that nonsense. But I will be making that video in the future. This video will be about how you don't want to let the Gangstalker. Now, mind you, I'm still making videos on the theories of aging. I need to organize the information. Again, I have the information. I've been studying, in a layman's sense, gerontology since I've been about 11 years old. So I just have to organize it. Of course, there are newer theories, like the informational theory of aging is brand spanking new. That's not a very old theory of aging. As I said, all theories of aging are correct. They affect the body in different, more visible ways. In my opinion, they're all correct. I'm also going to add into it, because my first taste of gerontology was in the form of alchemy. Middle Eastern, European alchemy, which is the same. European and Middle Eastern alchemy is pretty much the same thing. The Arabian alchemy and the European alchemy. One's Christian, one's Islamic, but ultimately it's the same stuff. And then you have Chinese alchemy, which is very different in many ways than, than the European and Middle Eastern alchemy. So I do plan on mixing those theories, which are not necessarily scientific, but are the birth of gerontology. That is where gerontology comes from, is ancient alchemy. So I will also not only be doing the major theories of aging, which are scientifically based, but the magical and alchemical theories of aging from, from ancient China, ancient Arabia, ancient Egypt, ancient Europe, etc. So I plan on doing all of the theories of aging, not leaving any of them out. But my point is, why am I saying that? Well, the point is you do not want the Gangstalkers to distract you from who and what you are. Okay? The reason I joined Facebook, or social media even, really, besides LinkedIn, but the reason I was even ever on social media was a young lady by the name of Maria Konovalenko. And I will leave a link to her video, The Dark Matter of Transhumanism. I had given up on transhumanism for many years until I saw her video, The Dark Matter of Transhumanism, which gave me hope. It let me see that there are legitimate scientists. She's a biophysicist, now a doctor of biology, actually, a PhD in biology, and works at the most prestigious and prominent school on aging, the Buck Institute, which is in Southern California. And she is a lovely person. I don't know what she's doing now. She kind of disappeared since she's been married. Her social media presence is down. It doesn't seem like she's doing many things to push juventology and gerontology, but she is a delightful person that I've had interactions with on social media. But the initial reason I joined social media was I linked in with her on LinkedIn, and when I saw what she does, I asked her, how can I help you? And she said, join Facebook, spread my research, spread what I'm doing. And that's how I got on Facebook. So these gang stalkers and organized harassers distracted me more or less from my goal, which is to promote juventology, which juventology is the new term created by Walter Longo. I like juventology more than gerontology. Gerontology is the study of aging. Juventology, according to Longo, is the study of keeping people young. And I like that. I think that's a better term. I like juventology more than gerontology. But that was my original purpose on social media, was to spread the good news of juventology. That's what it was, okay? And I got distracted from that. I started looking into this and that, and started, when I got into that chick from RG Land, I started getting into, spreading political nonsense. I got back into my political... Well, actually, no, it was Trump that got me back into politics, actually. When I supported Trump, I went headlong into Trump because I thought Trump would do a good thing for the country, and he did not. He did pass the Right to Try Act, which is somewhat beneficial from a juventology standpoint, but not beneficial enough. I would like to see a more expansive right to try, more things available to the everyday person than just people that are chronically ill and dying. So I did like the right to try. I think that was worthwhile, but not worthwhile enough not to justify the craziness. Anyway, the point is the gangstalkers take you off kilter. They take you off center. And then you lose yourself into a world of paranoia and bitterness. And I can't allow that to happen. It's funny too, because like the so-called chief handler or whatever said, quote, I could have bitches on my dick. Okay, what he doesn't understand is a person does not try to have a relationship with a math professor, an Argentine math professor, because he's into having bitches on his dick. Okay, I could achieve that. Yes, I could, but ultimately I'm a eugenist. And for those that don't know what a eugenist is, go to the website. I'll leave a link, eugenics.net. I promise you that, yes, I'm aware I could have bitches on my dick. But that's not what that was about. I had plans for that young lady. Big plans. And unfortunately, those plans will never see the light of day. But that's not the end of my plans. I still plan on moving to South America, where there are more like her. Okay? So that's the goal there. I still will not allow my plans to be destroyed, because survival is the highest law. I have a philosophy. My philosophy has 3 points: survive, thrive, and procreate. The 4th one is repeat. Survive, thrive, procreate, repeat. That's the philosophy of nature. That's the law of nature. Okay? That is true Darwinian philosophy. As much as that would make Nietzsche turn in his grave, that is the philosophy of nature. Okay? So the fact of the matter is, I allowed all this nonsense to take me off center, to take me away from my goals of juventology. Juventology is that first law, survival. Survival is the first law. And that's the truth. So I started looking at myself, and I started looking like hell. Okay? I started looking pretty haggard over the years. Between the nonsense with, all the nonsense with the people on social media and everything else. Social media was a tool for me, a tool to spread the good news of juventology and transhumanism. And I allowed harassers, people that had nothing but ill will for me, to take me off of that path of spreading the good news of transhumanism and juventology. Well, I'm back. And that's all I have to say. I know who these people are. I don't care who these people are. They won't get away with it anymore. They're certainly not going to get away with it after what they did to the young lady from Argentina, because I am also very justice-minded. And I will do everything within the confines of the law to bring these people to justice. And that's all for this video, except for, remember this, do not allow the gangstalkers, the people that have nothing but ill will toward you and toward the world, that have no desire but to spread bitterness and hatred, do not allow them to take you off center. Stay in the now. As Aleister Crowley said, live today. It's today. You live in the moment. Okay? And that's the thing. I used to say that to my clients when I worked in mental health. The best way to plan for the future is to plan right now. The past, we can't change the past, and the only way to change the future is to change what you're doing right now. And I think that is a very excellent philosophy that's present in a lot of philosophies of action, whether it's Mussolini or Aleister Crowley or really anything, or Ragnar Redbeard. Here and now is your day of glory. Here and now is your day of misery. Make the most of your life here and now. And that's what I had to get my mind back around, is I must live at that one point. In martial arts, we focus on the one point. In Korean, it's called the tanjun. In Japanese martial arts, it's called the hara. It's the one point. 2 fingers below the navel. It's what we meditate on in the martial arts, in the Chan Buddhism or Zen Buddhism. Whereas the Hindus focus on the Anja chakra, or the third eye chakra. In martial arts, we focus 2 fingers below the belly button, 1 point, the center of gravity. And it's the cauldron. It's the cauldron of the elixir. Okay, what is focused on during prenatal energy mobilizing Qigong. And I'm back, baby. That's all I can say about that. May the good news of juventology spread over the internet.